Okay, I was trying to do that the right way, but apparently it doesn't work. Okay. I have myself a rather messed up Jolt root beer here. And we are going to talk about whether or not the United States of America is at war with Iran. And that is an annoyingly difficult question because it depends on who you ask. And yeah, um, the thing about war is that the United States of America was never at war with Vietnam. Okay? The United States of America had a conflict with Vietnam, not a war. I very much doubt this makes any difference to the Vietnamese or to the Americans who died in Vietnam, but okay, one of my cat oh there she is. Okay. One of my cats is pooping. I can smell it. Here's the thing about it. You know, in Operation Nighthammer or whatever you want to call it, we took the most advanced bomber on Earth and used the biggest bomb we could that was not conventional, or that was conventional. And we blew up stuff in Iran. Okay. One would argue that this was a being at war. War is the act of using force to bend another actor to your will. When you're doing this between countries, at least. So, when we're blowing stuff up, I'm pretty sure we are at war. All right. However, when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, their goal was honestly to take us out of World War II. To show a act of strength that would prevent the American people from wanting to go to war. After we were bombed, we then had to declare war. So, until Congress gets out there and declares it, we are technically not at war. From a standpoint of the American justice system, from a standpoint of the courts, from a standpoint of the law in America. I can tell you that for the children cowered in their bedrooms, scared, wishing the bombs would stop, this makes no difference. Right. But then we're a member of NATO. And Iran, through varying channels, repeatedly attacked our allies. Were we not at war then? They were using force to bend our allies to their will. In the last 100 years, which is longer than the existing Iranian regime, there has been no greater funder of terrorism than Iran. They've only been around about 50 years. So, yeah, okay. But unless you consider the war crimes of the Nazis terrorism, there has been no greater funder of terrorism. Okay. Iran is behind the October 7th massacre. Iran is behind a number of other terrorist attacks. They're the reason ISIS has missiles. And yeah, dude, look, the question isn't why are we attacking Iran? The question is why did we decide to attack Iran right now? We really should have attacked Iran when we found out they were funding the people behind ISIS and, Hezbollah. Like, we have been at war with Iran. They have been buying the weapons that have been killing American servicemen for a very long time. As for why are we at war with Iran right now? Well, obviously, it is to take focus away from other issues that are, clouding the American zeitgeist. Now they're saying it's Epstein, which I don't care. I'm for the war. Let's be clear on that. I don't care why we attacked Iran. I care that we attacked Iran, and I support that attack. Iran was a hostile government funding terrorism around the world and getting people killed, and I have no problem with killing them back. The Iranian regime that we have taken down is a distant memory. Their government is basically defanged. American B-52s are now flying through Iranian airspace with impunity. The B-52, if you don't know, is our large-scale bomber. It is a bomber designed to deliver a heavy payload, as opposed to the stealth bomber, which is a much lighter payload aircraft. It can't carry as many bombs. B-52s are for carpet bombing. Okay. I think they said something like it costs $700,000 to keep a B-52 in the air for an hour, and or $75,000 to keep a B-52 in the air for an hour, and it takes $500,000 to keep a stealth bomber in the air for that time, because a stealth bomber is, it uses more fuel, it doesn't have the same payload, it's harder to maintain. And I mean, like they're saying that some Japanese or some Chinese fighter jets have 12 hours of maintenance required for every 1 hour in the sky. All right. So, yeah, I mean, we can build incredible machines, but keeping them running is more of the question. Now, guys, I'm going to make this clear. I don't normally do lives with a theme. I normally just go live. I talk to my fans, or I talk to my viewers, I guess you would say. And that's it. I mean, this is really not that complicated. But somebody commented that if I did topic lives, I could be the next PewDiePie. I don't know who PewDiePie is. I've heard the name before, and I don't care. But here we are. So, of the two people who are still watching, any comments? What do you think, Nimbus? Memory the Fisherman agrees with me. Bellico, does the Pope wear a funny hat? That is a general statement of agreement. You know, guys, one of the things that happens in American politics is what I call a BWB violation. That's not standing for Battle with Beelzebub like on my channel. It stands for being while breathing. And, you know, it's like I remember somebody crying about Joe Biden undoing a lot of the executive orders of Donald Trump. He's going, you didn't have to do that. Nobody wanted to do that. He wanted to do that because he didn't feel those orders were appropriate. That's what a president does, is he examines what the previous president did, and he says, well, are we going to keep this or are we going to get rid of it? That's what a good president does anyway. To be fair, not sure I'd call Biden a good president. Wouldn't call Trump a good president either. I mean, look, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Things are hard. They're hard for a lot of Americans. And, you know, so long as things are hard for Americans, I'm afraid I don't think the president is doing a good job. Now, you may argue that things are good for you. Okay. But I've got to deal with what I see. I have one job. I easily talk to 60 people in one day. And one of the things we talk about quite a lot is the economy. Now, we only talk for 2 or 3 minutes, but they'll tell me what's bothering them. And the fact that they told me what was bothering them clears their head a bit and makes them safer on the road. When I work with the big trucks, I say that I treat every truck as if your mother is going to be riding, or as if someone's mother is going to be riding behind it. Because somebody's mother is going to be riding behind it. Anyway, guys, so, yeah, Pro King Forever is talking about his mother. That's not a fun thing. That's not a thing you say about your mother, Pro King Forever. Don't call your mother a pig. I mean, for God's sakes, I sleep with that woman. Anyway, guys, yeah, this was an experimental thing. We're in about 15 minutes. I am going to start another live shortly. So, stay tuned in and call anybody who would like to listen to it. I'm going to get my computer rendering. Talk to y'all later. Bye.